Ice is ready, and we are back with another episode of the Empty Netters podcast, brought to you by BetMGM, the greatest sports book in the world. And listen, right now, we're going to get it over with quick, folks. We're going to talk about the ads. We're going to do BetMGM right now. They're hitting you with the NHL hat trick jackpot. This is what we're doing. We love that first goal scorer. We love betting down. We love betting that anytime goal scorer. Mute your computer, you dumb fuck. And if you bet an anytime goal scorer right now, if you bet a first goal scorer right now, and they score a hat trick, 3 or more goals, you get entered into a pot to win $10,000. Give me a break. What other sports book is giving you that opportunity? None of them. None of them, and that's obvious. And then also, you get the second chance if you bet an first-time goal scorer, if you bet a first-time goal scorer, and your guy doesn't win, if he doesn't get that first goal, but then he gets the second goal, you get your money back. So you're still in the game. BetMGM is giving you those second chances. And if you sign up right now with promo code NETTERS, NETTERS, you are going to get up to $1,500 in bonus bets. So if you bet up to $1,500 and you lose it all, you get it all back into your account and you get to rip it again. BetMGM is taking care of you like no one else. So make sure you sign up today with promo code NETTERS. Make sure that you enjoy it, you rip it, you join in on all the action that we've got going on. It's a no-brainer. Let's get it going. We're going to hit you with the disclaimer right now. CP is alive. He's back from the dead to get you.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY for New York. Call 1-800-327-5050 for Massachusetts. 21 plus only. Please gamble responsibly. Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP for Arizona. 1-800-BETS-OFF for Iowa. 1-800-981-0023 for Puerto Rico. First bet offer for new customers only. Subject to eligibility requirements. Bonus bets are non-withdrawable. Partnership with Kansas Cross Casino and Hotel. See BetMGM.com for terms. U.S. promotional offers not available in New York, Nevada, Ontario, Puerto Rico.
He read it like a sped up disclaimer. Folks, we are back. All right, let's everybody lock in. We are here for
Can you believe that, Reed?
We are
in
here.
My state. Can you believe that, Reed? In my state.
I can't. You're out of control.
Can you believe that, Reed?
We are here for your coverage of the Game 5 of the Stanley Cup Final. Absolute.
God, can you believe that, Reed?
Will you shut up and lock in on the game, you dumb bitch? Here we are, folks. We are with the greatest fans in the world, with the greatest squad in the world. Redmond is here, being the absolute pimp daddy that he is. Look at the graphics we got going on in the show. Shout out to producer Redmond. Shout out to producer Wags. Shout out for edit maestro Josh. Shout out to Grandmaster. What was the our fearless leader, dear leader, Edge. Whole team
Supreme
is
leader.
absolutely cooking for us right now. We're going to hit you with some unbelievable stuff and some unbelievable coverage. Folks, we got Game 5. We went back to Berta, but the boys stayed back in Florida. Listen, we want every Oilers fan to know we wanted to be in Edmonton. We always want to be where the game is at. The turnaround was absolutely ridiculous.
Did you say we got lights? People going crazy about the white balance.
Are people going crazy about the white balance?
We got lights. Hey,
can we give Redmond some love?
Hey, we got lights. I wish I could turn.
Folks,
hold on.
I want you all to know.
I'll put it on the story right now.
I want you all to know that the white balance.
Red, smile, you bitch.
Hold on. I want you all to know that the white balance got in our heads. Also, the lack of main angle shot here that you're seeing right now, it got in our heads. And we decided that we wanted to give you the best show possible. And here we are, Redmond absolutely balling out. And also, dear leader, Edge hooked us up with these lights delivered to the hotel here in Florida. We've got an entire light show going on. We've got the white balance out of control. We've got fucking 3 camera angles. We are buzzing.
It's up on story.
We are buzzing. Folks, we wanted to be in Edmonton. We say that because we always want to be there where the action is. And everyone who knows this show, everyone who knows us. Oh,
keep going.
Just stop interrupting me, you dumb bitch.
Fuck. Sorry.
But I know what you were going to say.
I know you do.
Just relax.
I know you do.
We want to be where the action is because we love all of the fans. We're sorry, Oilers fans, that we couldn't be there. The turnaround was crazy. It wasn't an elimination game, so we decided to stay back. So we're going to be here for Game 6 in Florida, and then if it gets to a Game 7, we're going to be in Edmonton. So don't worry. And the reason we're going to be in Edmonton, if it goes to Game 7, is because of unbelievable sponsors like Snaps. Look at the hat on CP's head. Look at the ridiculous situation that is. If you were a golfer, you need this hat. If you buy a Snaps hat, they got that ball marker. They got that ball marker right on the back of the hat. Snaps right on there, easy peasy. And here's the thing. You don't want to buy a brand new hat. Maybe you got a lucky golf hat, because we get it. Superstitions are real. Luck is real. You can buy the snapback clip. It goes right onto any hat you have with the snapback. You can clip it right on, and the ball marker goes right on there. They also have an NHL license, so whatever fan you are, whatever team you love, that ball marker can be right there. You can customize them, anything you want. Snaps Elite. Folks, we're here. We are ripping post-game 5. Unbelievable showing by the Florida Panthers.
Yep.
Yet again, they jump out to a lead. And now, CP, we showed an unbelievable stat today on the Twitter. Crazy stuff. Redmond's going to get up if he can. The Florida Panthers have been leading in this series an obscene amount. The stat Redmond is going to pop up on the screen right now. That is the minutes that a team has been leading this series. It is a drastic lead by the Panthers. Now, when was that first goal scored? We can probably do the quick. CP,
I got it.
CP Brain. First goal in this game was scored at the, I will get it right now. Chat, bear with me. Yeah, so you're seeing it right now. Florida.
9-12.
So 9-12, whatever, 149 minutes and 37 seconds. That is how much the Florida Panthers have been leading this series. Subtract 9-12 from 60 minutes and then add that to that total.
Yeah, that's fucked.
They were leading from that point out.
It's fucked.
The Florida Panthers have been leading the majority of this series. They just added a whole lot of minutes to that with an emphatic win. Emphatic win. Got up early in the first period. People are saying we're sloshed. We're not sloshed. We just have no voices because we've been screaming.
Well, I'm sloshed.
We've been screaming. Don't lie to the people.
No, I'm all right.
You're not even, you're sober.
I'm sober. I did, though, dude.
But
I did say we'd do a shot every period and every Panthers goal.
Real quick, chat, don't listen to this guy. He's an actor. Hey, will you real quick shout out the reason our voices are gone right now?
Tin fucking roof, dude. We did a watch party game 6. Is that right? Yeah, game 6, Tin Roof last year. Had us back this year. And dude, can I actually be for real for a second? I pulled the chat away. So I love everybody in this chat. Genuinely. I love everybody that comes up to us everywhere we've ever been at hockey events. It's actually so flattering and cool when someone's like, hey, dude, really like the show. Genuinely. And there have been moments in this journey with you, Dan, where especially the last couple of years, we're like, hey, we're going to do a watch party somewhere. And obviously you guys that are in this chat think that we are like a huge show. Like we're not that huge compared to Chicklets, compared to some of the shows. And sometimes we do watch parties, dude. And like,
I'm huge.
Dan's huge. But sometimes we do watch parties
I'm not at all.
And it's not that crowded, and I, like, Christ, talk about imposter syndrome. That's when it really hits where you're like, Jesus, dude, this is embarrassing. We shouldn't have done this. And I would say Four Nations was kind of a swing, like an inflection point where I was like, oh man, we did a watch party in Montreal, and a meet and greet in Montreal. And it was like kind of a line, and that was cool. And I'm being dead ass. Like, it's actually really cool to see like, oh, some people are here. And I got to say,
best fans in the world, best
the
people in the world.
Last year, and shout out to every one of you that was at Tin Roof last year. But we did it at Tin Roof last year, and it was like, I mean, I had a blast, but it wasn't like popping, and there wasn't a ton of people there to see us.
No,
there was a handful of you, and we had a great night. But
I will say it was popping because Tin Roof is popping.
Yeah. Sorry, our little room.
The Netters fans there were amazing. There were several dozen of you, but it wasn't overwhelming.
And dude, that was sick. Getting there tonight and that place rocking and
literally chanting empty net at the empty net. Like, that was crazy.
That is so fucking cool.
Crazy.
So massive thank you.
So much love to all the people who were there, but so much love to Tin Roof. Tin Roof, when we came to Fort Lauderdale, Tin Roof hit us up and they're like, hey, let's run it back. so like we can't thank you guys enough. Also, you know when you meet a guy, who the fuck, Tony? He's asking me for an apology here. What are you talking about? I've been on the Cats the whole time, Tony. Talk to me, brother. What do you want an apology for?
You picked. Well, first of all, people getting on Dan. Dan picked Oilers in 7 in this series, so own that,
folks. Be careful.
Own that, but you have been on the Cats bandwagon. I picked Oilers in 5, so I think people I should.
You apologize.
I'm the one wearing the clown nose, dude. Like 100%.
Like I just saw Tony say that, and then I got a Sam. My boy Sam says, "Apologize, Dan." Are you guys crazy? I've been on the team the whole time. I did pick the Oilers in 7, but if you guys are telling me to apologize yet, and we're not even at Game 7 yet, like calm down.
Chill, dude.
Calm down. You guys cannot be cocky. There are so many reasons that last year you cannot be cocky, and then this year, so many games you cannot be cocky. So chill.
Oh, them, yeah. But anyway, Tin Roof to close it. Tin Roof, legendary bar, awesome place. I cannot wait. I hope the Panthers make the cup every year, and I can go back to Tin Roof again. Incredible. If I'm ever watching a Panthers Stanley Cup game and I'm not at the game, I hope I'm at Tin Roof. Real quick for me, shout out Cliff, shout out Cody, shout out Justin, shout out Conrad.
Guys just kissing him. Okay, guys, I'm sorry. I mean, I'll do it because I love this. These are my people. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, I apologize.
Hey,
shout out, God, that one guy that I did all the shots with, dude. What was that guy's name? He's homie. He was our first guy there. I did all the shots with him, every goal. Fuck.
That's on you, bro.
But the guy you bet with him, he'll know. He'll hear. Shout out you. Every shot, dude. And shout out Dave. Not you.
I was like, red?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I thought you meant red.
No, not
what are
red.
you talking about?
That was sharp action for me. We can't even get into that, but that was sharp action. So, Dan, the game.
Oh, you mean red. You mean Avers.
Yeah.
Fuck. I just doxed him. But when I keep saying my friend Dave, I never say his last name, but I just did it. Sorry. Hey, my friend Dave, I just said your last name on live television. I'm sorry.
Dude. I told everybody there, all of my eyes were on the first period because it's like the Oilers are home and it's like you gotta like you had that huge comeback. You gotta handle your business at home. If you can really jump on the Panthers early, it's gonna be so big. And the first 2 minutes were a Connor Brown breakaway and a Connor McDavid
3-on-2.
Clear 2-on-1.
Well, sorry, 3-on-2 on the breakout turned into a 2-on-1.
Yeah, that Ekblad blocked and then went right back to Connor. And obviously that puck is bouncing, but like I guarantee Connor went to that bench going, I should have scored there, right? Do you you know what I mean? Obviously it was bouncing puck, but I just really think Connor McDavid goes after the block. It's right there. It's on the doorstep. And Bob's on 5th Street, dude. What does he say when what's that? In the Datsuk shootout goal? And he
just put Turco on 4th Street.
No, it's Vokun, I think, right?
Is it Vokun?
And Vokun's on 4th Street.
He killed Turco in another one.
Maybe it was Turco.
No. You're absolutely right. The video where he says the 4th Street is
Vokun's on 4th Street. Bob's on 4th Street because it was blocked, but Bob's on 4th Street. And I just really think McDavid thinks I should have scored there. So kind of crazy that 2 minutes into the game, I'm like,
CP, can I tell you, brother?
Yeah.
You're so right. That game, we always talk about, right? The difference between I'm not talking about ice, literally the surface, the home advantage, the thing that the arena does to you, the buzz of the fans, of the environment, that does play a factor. And undoubtedly there's a juice that goes into the bloodstream of the Oilers players when they are at home. There's no doubt about that. And that we talked about it when we went on. Shout out Oilers Nation, by the way. Those guys, our boy Tyler, what a show. So fun going on that show.
Oilers fans are legends.
They're the best.
They're
man.
legends.
And like that show, God, I love those
They're
guys.
legends.
We went on that show and we talked about the also, folks, I'm sorry for my voice. I know I sound like a fucking clown.
Bitch.
We talked about the energy there, and it undoubtedly it fuels the players. So some of those odd man rushes, that quick back and forth pace, a lot of that comes from the environment in the arena. I'll tell you what, though, CP, the play that stuck out to me more than some of the odd man rushes was that whiff that McDavid had on that odd man rush.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
It wasn't so much the chance that you missed. It was McDavid shot the puck, and it was a great block.
Ekblad. It's incredible block by Ekblad. Incredible block.
Remember game 2, I believe. The Bouchard shot into Reinhart, blocked by Reinhart, went right back onto his team.
Yeah. We talked about this, dude. So many goals against Dallas like that. So many goals.
Took that shot, blocked by Eki, went right on his stick.
Bob on 4th Street.
Bob on 4th Street, but
Just
playing it
understand.
right.
Yep.
Wide open net. Connor whiffed it. I tweeted it out and I was like, listen, bouncing puck. Not going to sewer him for it. It was a bouncing puck, but that's one where McDavid, he grabs the iPad on the bench, right? And he goes, fuck me. Fuck me.
People saying Barkov. I swear that was Ekblad. Gabriel says that was Barkov. I don't think that's right.
Was that? Oh,
It was
no.
a 2-on-1. It was Ekblad.
Oh my God. Is Devo in the chat right now?
Hey, Devo's here.
Devo in the chat. Devo in the chat.
Dude, Devo's here.
Man,
Hey.
dude, the Caps boys just flooding the chat. Always.
Everybody, hey.
Devo in the chat. All right, everybody, show some love in the chat. Devontae Smith-Pelly, Stanley Cup champion.
And that's not a joke.
Golfing legend is in the chat. Devo, show him some love, chat.
Devo coming for the Pro Athlete Golf Tour title 2 years from now.
No, he's not, dude.
2 years, Dan. Not this year.
Oh, yeah.
He said he's working on his game for a year, and then he's coming back and winning not just the handicap title, but the whole damn thing.
He's in it in the net, too.
He's in it in the net.
Chat, show Devo some love. Devontae Smith-Pelly in the chat right now, taking time out of his day to be in here and chat with the team. Let's go.
God.
Beauty.
So, Dan, this is what I want to say. First 3 chances in the game.
Yeah.
The first 3 chances were the Oilers.
Yep.
Truly, it was like
No.
it was the Connor Brown break. Well, I mean, I'm kind of dogging him. It wasn't a clear breakaway, but it was like the Connor Brown partial breakaway, the Connor McDavid block 2-on-1, and then like another crazy, like I forget what happened. It was just chaos in the streets. Then,
But hey, can I tell you though? We talk about chances. That McDavid one's a great example. No shots.
yes,
3 shots by the Oilers in that first period.
You got to execute, right? We thought with the Oilers been the executioners this whole playoffs. You got to execute. First 3 chances because it flashed shots 1, but scoring chances like 3-0 Oilers. Then I give the Panthers a lot of credit because in a pivotal road playoff game, not just a road playoff game, not a game 1,
Absolutely crucial.
a pivotal road playoff game. When I said, man, the Panthers better have a good first period, the fucking Oilers have their backup AHL goalie in and all this bullshit. 2 minutes in, I was like, oh my God, the Oilers might win this game 6-0. After that, the Panthers really flipped it. And it was a Florida period. It was the way Florida wanted to play, and that actually felt pretty good. Okay. But it was still 0-0, but you're doing your thing. I can't remember. Maybe someone in the chat will know. I'm clicking back to the chat right here. Maybe someone in the chat will know. I don't know what necessitated that center ice face off.
It was a like deflection out of the
Out
zone,
of play.
in the neutral zone. Quick face off the center dot, and then what happened after that, buddy? 3 seconds later,
Everybody talking about the shot, Marshy shot, which of course, because I kept saying, God, you got to score on Jean-Luc if you're the Panthers. But if that one goes in and you're Jean-Luc, you go, whatever, dude, that's not on me. You fucking kidding me? That's pipe dreams.
Yeah.
But Marshy, it's the play off the face-off. And if you were watching the game, I'm sure you saw the replay. But the play off the face-off is just, Dan, iconic. We said after game 3, I think, we'd been talking to, I don't want to say his name, but we'd be talking to the linesman. And after game 1, we were like, dude, what was up with the face-offs? Remember, there was like everybody was getting tossed out of the face-offs in game 1 over and over and over. And it's like, dude, well, they're watching the feet placement. They're watching the stick placement. They're watching the wingers creeping, all that shit. But everybody's cheating. And I mean that in a good way. Like everybody's trying to get leverage on the face-off. Everyone's trying to get a position. And Marchand shot the gap. Like you fucking dude looked like an F1 driver. He looked like Lewis Hamilton.
CP, there was I don't want to cut you off, but I'm bricked up. Chat, thank God Red has a stat over the bar over the screen right now, because otherwise you would see me bricked up to high heaven. Red, don't take that stat away. The way Brad Marchand entered the zone, pulled his vintage swim move, slid under, through the legs, got inside body position, and then used that strength that we saw in the overtime winner, right? So many people said, how does Skinner let that overtime winner in? The strength Brad Marchand displays when he gets the puck to his backhand, a lot of people will see a goal like that. If you go back to the overtime winner in game 2, a lot of people will see a goal like that, and they'll go, how does that slide through? The way the defender is clamped down over his stick, and the way Brad still maintains puck possession and not only keeps the puck on his stick, but puts an adequate shot on net and gets it through the wickets of a goalie moving laterally. that is veteran stuff. That's a veteran move. That's a veteran play and a veteran goal. And he is showing why he is one of, if not in Panthers history, the greatest deadline acquisition of all time.
Witt said on a pod the other day with Jans when they were at Jan's house. He goes, "How was Brad Marchand on this team?" I think they clipped it. It's on the Chicklets Instagram. He goes, "How was Brad Marchand on this team?" And I'm like, agree. Like, this is actually fucking batshit insane that he was like, "I'll just go there and win them a cup." Nuts behavior, disgusting goal. I beg everybody, if you were at the game in Edmonton, well, you probably don't want to watch if you were an Oilers fan, but if you were there, you didn't see it, go back and watch the move off the face-off. It makes the whole play. The shot's amazing, but it makes the whole play. It makes
the whole play. It's it's such skill. Like it's so.
Yep.
It cannot be stated enough. The skill that play takes. Hold
on. Somebody said a 6 stat. I just wanted to call out real quick.
While you're looking that up, I do want to say, without naming names, as we never do, there are guys in this Panthers locker room who have said to us personally,
and everybody look at the graphic up on the screen right now. It's insane.
It's insane. Yep. That graphic is insane. Also, shout out. I want to shout out
Josh.
Shout out Josh. Shout out Wags. Shout out Red, making these graphics for us. I also want to shout out Chris Jastrzemski. Absolute beauty.
Jazz goated.
Goated. Jazz, absolute beauty. Works for TNT. He's the stat guy. He's such a legend. He helped us with this stat.
Dude, Jazz goes like, we go, "Hey, dude, I'm curious how many people who are old have scored goal." And he's like,
it was insane.
I didn't even finish my text.
I'm going to start calling him Chaz GPT. Like this kid, I text him. I go, "Hey, buddy, tell me," because I saw like Brad having an absolute rip of a playoff. I said, "Who has the most goals in a single playoff, 35 or older?" And I assumed it was Brad.
Yeah.
And then he went, "Dude, psych. It's actually Perry now, who just surpassed Brett Hull." So number 1, Corey Perry in this game. Number 2, Brett Hull. And now in this game, number 3, Brad Marchand.
Sick.
So talk about these two teams. Like, this is the time where we're going to pump the tires of both the Oilers and the Panthers. They've got 2 guys who are 35 or older who have stepped up in such significant ways. And we've been talking about Brad here, the unbelievable display that Brad Marchand has been putting on in these playoffs with this team, the way he's fit in. And I'm going to get back to what I mentioned. Thank you, CB, for pointing out the stat. And thank you, everyone we just mentioned, for getting it for us. We talked to a couple of members of this Panthers team, and the way that they said this guy, the massive addition that this guy has been to our room, not just on the ice, because we all knew it would be on the ice, right? But the way that they pointed out the addition he's been to the room. And when you think of a room that is already this strong, the fact that a guy like Brad Marchand can come in and be so pivotal, both on the ice in his gameplay and in the room with his leadership, with his friendship, with the person that he is,
nice.
That's the stuff that you can't measure. That's the stuff that doesn't show up in the NHL stat sheets. That's the stuff that you need to hear. And it's happening in both rooms. And that is why this series has been so remarkable. You hear the stories of Corey Perry stepping up last game, giving a speech, and he's humble enough to say, it's not wisdom, it's just the truth.
Honesty. He said honesty. I love that. Yeah.
Right? And that's a guy who's been around forever. And that's a guy who's in this team. He's completely bought in. Imagine being 40 years old and looking at a captain who's 28 and going, this is my guy. This is the leader of this team. Putting aside the fact that you've won Stanley Cups, you've won MVPs. You are the player. You are the Hall of Fame player that you are, and you slide into a role. That's what these guys are doing. That's why this series is so impressive. It's why both of them are so impressive, and it's why the groups are so impressive, because they make guys like that in the stage they are in their careers fit in so perfectly.
Culture, right? Culture
out of control.
What I want to say, Tony B said Nosek deserves some love. 10 for 10. I assume he means face-offs.
Tony,
10 for 10. That's actually gas.
You are
if that's
so
true.
right, man. He's been unreal. And when we talk about his delay of game penalty in game 1, that obviously leads to the power play goal against in game 1 that gave the Oilers a win in that game. To see the way that he bounces back, has incredible performances here. It's just, certainly in our time doing this show, maybe even our time, Chris, as adults really watching the game, this is one of the best finals we've ever seen.
Oh, dude, the series is insane.
Both of these teams are just I tweeted it out for my personal today as a impartial fan. You can't ask for much better. Both of these teams are, and this is one of those times where I hate to be, as my dad would say, not Chris's dad, my dad would say, Jimmy Green jeans. I don't want to be like all Mr. Positive all the time, but truly it's like these two teams, whether you're a Florida fan, whether you're an Edmonton fan, whether you have reasons to hate Florida, maybe you're a Boston fan, maybe you're a Carolina fan, you have reasons to hate Edmonton, you're a LA fan, you're a Vegas fan. Guys, we're here. We're in the final. The last two teams left. If you're not a fan of either team, die hard. Just enjoy it. Like these players are so incredible. The fans are so incredible. The vibes in both cities have been so welcoming, so fun. And we're just getting great game after great game.
Okay, on that point, well, a couple of things, Dan. Shane Hughes says, I ask for more from the Oilers. How do you feel about that?
I would say I get it from Shane from the standpoint of the impartial fan. Like maybe
at home.
This game at home.
I wrote this I said it to Red. I wrote this reeks of that Leaf series where it's like, okay, it's your home. You can't lose this game at game 5, and then the Toronto gets rinsed.
Yeah, but don't forget, Florida went home in game 6 and got rinsed.
Yeah, agree. It could happen.
So to Shane, I would say be patient. There is absolute, and hey, we said to Florida fans early, don't get cocky, you motherfuckers. Do not start cup planning. You know what happened when you started cup planning after 3-0 in the first period last game? You got dick punched. You know what happened when you started cup planning after being up 3-0 in the series last year? You got dick punched. So I would say don't get cocky. I don't care what you think is happening. I don't care how you feel. This Oilers team does not die. They are so resilient. They're so strong. And Oilers fans, listen to me loud and fucking clear. I don't know what camera angle Red has. I feel like Pedro Pascal on Hot Ones. You should listen to this too. Oilers fans, if you're watching this right now, first of all, I love you for tuning in after a loss. I know it's tough. And I'm telling you right now, do not quit. Do not give up. You are one of the more unflappable teams we have ever seen. And Florida fans, this goes hand in hand. As I say, don't get cocky. Don't listen to this and go, yeah, you're going to eat your words, DP. Stay locked in. If you want to be a fan that's locked in for your boys, stay locked in. This shit is not over. I've never seen a series like this that is so significantly banging the drum of make sure you never let up.
Agreed.
Because both of these teams are so professional. They cannot die.
And I wanted to say, dude, I lost it. It was like Dietrich, I think. Someone said
you're allowed to motherfuck me for the next 20 minutes. I've been just
someone said Dietrich said y'all slobbering the Oilers after last game. We all saw. And here's one thing. Here's my take on this.
No, Dietrich, you're right, brother. We were,
but that's my point. They came back
deserved it
for the first time in Stanley Cup Finals history.
37-0,
3-1. Or sorry, 3-0.
Yeah, like you're Dietrich. You're gonna say that's not worth giving credit.
That's
for?
why I'm like, what is it my job to be like? That's one of the great, that is the greatest comeback in Stanley Cup Finals history. I'm reporting the facts.
I just said I would shut up, but can I jump in?
Yep.
I said to my friend Dave today while we were watching the game, one of my favorite things about him as a diehard Panthers fan, he never gives me shit when we give the Oilers love because he's like, or any team that they're, because he's like, dude, you guys, you're a national show. You gotta show appreciation and respect for every team. And I was like, listen, if our podcast was called Empty Balls because we are drained from loving the Panthers, then yes, it would be bullshit if we gave anyone else love.
Yeah.
But we are the empty netters. We're here to just report to all of you beautiful fans about every game.
Like that was epic.
Are you kidding me? Of course we're going to glaze the Oilers last game. They did something that no team has ever done in Stanley Cup final history.
Okay, I want to get back to some linear game shit, okay?
Go.
After Marshy scores, Marshy hits Luostarinen backdoor. Tap daddy. Tap dance city.
May I?
Look at this, dude. Tap Dance City, Ryan Gosling, Mickey Mouse Club, tap. dance, wide open net, miss. You got to think in that moment, we're losing this game.
No, the Panthers?
Yeah, dude, you can't, dude.
Overreaction.
That was tap
If I may quote
dance city, dude.
if I may quote Andy Bernard, sir. May I?
Please.
That was an overreaction. I think that would have been an overreaction. Although I will say to you this, got a score there, but that pass had some sauce on it.
But dude,
No.
Put your stick. Red and I were talking about it. It was like, dude, the fact that you're like stopping and leaning back so the weight of your stick is not balanced.
Right.
Dude, you should be falling forward so that if your stick wasn't there, you would eat dick. And then luckily your stick is there. So not only are you not eating dick, but also you score.
Bang.
No, Dan, that was unacceptable. Dude, here's one of my favorite lines.
No.
Here's one of my favorite lines.
No, it is. That's a great line.
Here's one of my favorite lines in movie history, dude. Jason Bourne, number 1. The Bourne identity. Chris Cooper? Yeah, Chris Cooper. He goes, Jason, but when it's like near the end and he's like, dude, what happened? Like, you don't, how did you get here? And Jason Bourne goes, I don't know. And Chris Cooper goes like this, unacceptable, soldier. And dude, that finish by Luostarinen in game 5 of the finals on the road with a 1-goal lead is unacceptable, soldier. And when he came to the bench, the school of Sidney Crosby, I hope everybody said, hey, buddy, don't worry, we'll get another one. But the actual response should have been unacceptable, soldier. And I might make a meme about that tomorrow just because I feel like it.
I love that quote, and I love that you say it all the time, and you delivered it perfectly.
God, dude.
I'm going to give him a little bit of leeway, and I will admit that I'm doing that because they won the game. Feels maybe less monumental.
Yep.
And I won't lie to you, and I think this is why you're saying it. On the replay, it looked tough.
It's insane on the replay.
It is a backdoor tap in as far as how
that hits
open
the middle of your blade. It's not like it was like, because sometimes it's a reach and people are like, how did he not score? And I'm like, it's too far ahead of him. That hit him on the fucking tape, dude.
That pass had some sauce on it.
Dude, you crazy. I can't wait to talk to Brad about this and go, Dan thinks your pass had too much sauce to Luostarinen. He's going to go, are you fucking kidding me?
That play in the moment did have the feel of, well, you gotta have that one. You gotta have
crazy, dude. It's crazy.
That so to stay linear for UCP, we're ripping through the period, and the shots were low, right? Like that was kind of crazy. And then with a couple of minutes left, huge Sam Bennett goal.
Well, can I say this before?
My gosh.
Verhaeghe,
you let me talk about Verhaeghe if you have something to say in between.
Well, I didn't know. Verhaeghe, point blank chance after that, and Jean-Luc, incredible save. And I was like, dude, yes, he's fucking dialed. Like he was in this moment. And then that Oilers chance, remember? That hit the whole bar. I don't know if you guys on TV. Everybody on TV can talk. Or
chat. Can you guys start buzzing for us? I don't know.
The whole bar was like,
hold on. Let's great call, CP. Chat. Let us know. There was that crazy play. The Oilers had a really bad angle shot from the left side of net, and it upon the replay we saw it hit bar down of the back bar skirt, but from the front angle broadcast of the TV. It looked like Bob too, Chris, went like this. He did the jump up.
And then he was like,
try to tuck the shoulder under the bar. And from the TV angle, we saw it hit bar down and drop up because it went along the backside of the net. It looked like it was in. And Bob's reaction too, Chris, was like this. He was like, fuck.
Damn.
And
he probably felt the net, honestly.
Everyone in the bar was like, oh my God.
Yep.
And then everyone on the ice just kept playing. And then everyone in the bar was like, what the fuck just happened?
They're going to buzz that in 20 seconds.
So chat, let us know. Yeah. Sam just said, we thought it went in. Yeah. That was crazy. But it's funny because on the ice, you're like, that wasn't even close. Like those guys.
Yeah, those were playing. But on TV, we were all like,
hit the post.
What are you doing? That was so clearly a goal. So then, so they had that crazy chance. And then, so dude, or wait here, where's the bench? Oh yeah. So then Seth Jones, Dan. Wait, when did it go 2-0? When did it go 2-0?
Red, do you love when CP has like a thought or stat in his head and then his brain shuts off for a second?
I'm trying to read my notes. When did it go 2-0, Dan? Did they take the penalty first?
No. It went 2-0 with about, I think, 18:03 in the period. And then very shortly after that goal, Edmonton took a penalty. And I was like, dude, you better not score, Florida, because if you go up 3-0 in this first period, you will certainly lose.
Yeah, fuck. No, wait, no. It was this, Dan. Seth Jones took the penalty first. I see my notes now. Seth Jones took that interference penalty, which was the dumbest penalty.
I'm sorry. I heard penalty. I thought you meant the Oilers penalty.
I've never seen a need for a decision less than Seth Jones doing that. Like, the Panthers had the control. They kind of kicked it behind the net. Seth Jones was like, this is going to be kind of a puck battle. I think we're going to win it. And he was like, I'm just going to step in front of this guy. And dude, to be clear to everybody, that play happens all the time and you should do that. But you just go like this. You step in front of him and then you get pushed. You let yourself get pushed out of the way. So you go, I'm not doing anything. The fact that he lingers there and like tries to block him, I'm like, I said in the bar, I go, Doretta, I was right next to you. I go, that is interference, dude. And the ref was kind of a late hand, but I was like, that is the most insane penalty to take.
I didn't like the call.
You're up 1-0 and you're like, I'm just going to take a fucking no reason interference. Are you insane?
I didn't like the call at all.
Horrible power play for the Oilers, I have to say.
I didn't like the call at all. Upon the replay, it was a bit of a flop, but you were absolutely right. It was a desperation play by Seth. And in fact, I tweeted this. I was like, I don't love that call.
Caden. He says not a penalty at all. That's blatant interference.
I love Caden and I love him for demanding I apologize earlier this episode. I said I didn't love the call, but I didn't hate it. Like, in the grand scheme of things, it was not a crazy call per these playoffs.
Yep.
Right? And you're right, Chris. I think, like, from a hockey perspective in the game, if I'm a ref on that ice, like, Seth does step in front of a player in a crucial place. And I am like, to your point, he didn't need to do it.
Yep.
And that's why I'm like, I'm not gonna go crazy about that call. I'm not. So I'm like, all right, got it. Now, you're absolutely right. And talk about this. I'm not gonna so much shit on the Oilers peeper on that one as I am going to go.
PK. Yeah,
that PK. Was a really good PK.
Yep.
That was a really good PK. And I've actually called out Florida so far in this series. Some of the clearances were really soft. A lot of times we've seen an abandonment of glass and out. Whoa. Redmond.
That was some bullshit Canadian.
That
fake
was
ass.
Crazy.
Fake ass motherfucker, dude.
An abandonment of glass and out. And a lot of attempts at through the middle that go right to Oilers defensemen. And you can see it in their reactions. They're like, fuck me. What am I doing?
Mm-hmm.
That was a very expert penalty kill.
Yeah. And then to pick up where you left off, they get the kill and then immediate Bennett goal. And Dan, like you said earlier, it was one of those Kachuk shot, block, Bennett. And again, Jean-Luc, that's not on me because, dude, you're so lined up. And Jean-Luc especially, this is actually kind of a fault of his, but he's like, he commits so hard to the angle. So he was there for the Kachuk shot, and then it's blocked to Bennett, and you're like, fuck, you know, like
the Bennett goal, which I know we're getting to.
That's it. That's what I'm talking about. That was the Bennett goal.
But the Marshy goal, the first goal, he was really committed on the right side as well.
Yeah.
Marshy,
that's kind of his thing. That's kind of his thing.
Marshy kind of does his thing. He protects his inside shoulder and then he releases that wrister far side. And a lot of that was the overcommitment to the right side of the net by Jean-Luc.
Yeah. Oilers take a penalty.
I feel so sorry for fans who join in late and hear us saying Jean-Luc. And they must be like, who?
Jean-Luc Picard. You know who it is. Oilers take a penalty on the period. Could have been a dagger. Panthers almost scored a couple times there. Nope. Didn't. We go to intermission. 3 shots for the Oilers at your own building in a game 5. Kind of crazy to me.
It was, but you know what? We're big shot sluts. We really are.
Yeah.
And I don't mean shots at the bar. We're big shot sluts, but as you pointed out, there were a lot of really fantastic chances by the Oilers that just didn't get on net. And sometimes I will show a little bit of leeway of like an opportunity like that. McDavid, didn't get the rebound on that one where I'm like, you know what? Yes, that's not a shot on goal, but that was a chance. That was a good chance. But as we always say, you got to get pucks on net if you want to score.
I really thought it was a very interesting thing. I love when sports do this. It was cool that this game to me went into the intermission with the Panthers with a 2-goal lead. It wasn't 3, but it was pretty close because you must be going in the lock. I would just have loved to have heard what was said in that room because it was essentially the same situation. You go, we were up 3-0. The series is over. And then we puked the game up. And now you go, we are up 2-0 in their barn in a massive game with an immediate chance to right the wrong that we committed last game. And I was really excited to see the Panthers' response. To start the second, I thought Tkachuk had a decent chance, and then Tkachuk had a very good chance, I would even say, and Marchand had a chance that he kind of missed short side high. But then after that, and I was like, oh, wow, yeah, they had a great talk in the room. Here come the Panthers. It's going to be 8-0. After those 2 early chances, I thought the Oilers completely flipped the fucking period again. Because Tkachuk's, I think, was on net. Marshy's missed the net, so they only had 1 shot, and the Oilers completely flipped the period. And then before I kind of talk about the Oilers' dominance for the first for the first several minutes of that period, I do want to say I would die to see a replay, and I want the chat to chime in here. I thought live that Ekblad tripping call was the worst call I've ever seen. And I need another angle.
No, I don't need another angle because I will go off on this.
Okay.
And chat, feel free to roast me. And I really hope we've got some Oil fans in here. I hate that call.
But did he not get the puck?
He did.
I don't know if he did, dude.
He did. And
the last angle I saw looked like Kane pulled it away and he just cleaned out his feet.
Okay.
I don't know, though. I don't know. I hope someone saw it better than I did.
What people, and I'll actually ask some of our referee friends to please check me on this, and chat check me on this, because, guys, I don't know better than any of you. I just have a microphone.
Carlos says he got puck.
Let me go.
Yeah, but you guys are all.
Will you shut the fuck up and let me talk, and then we go to the chat?
Yeah.
This is my take. That was such a good fucking play by Ekblad. And the rule is, this is what I know to be true. If you sell out, if you leave your feet in an attempt to break up a play, and you legally get the puck first and then your body takes out a player, it is not a trip.
Agree.
If you touch a player's stick legally and they lose possession of the puck, it is the same thing as touching the puck first. That's what a lot of people don't know. And I believe that Ekblad got the back of Kane's stick, because I do think, CP, he did switch possession.
Yeah, because Kane was trying to get it away. Yeah.
Stick, blade, which is legal, and he lost possession. And then if you are going to sit here and tell me that Kane didn't fucking toss his body there,
dude, he got cleaned out. His body,
no, dude,
Ekblad's body hit his skates.
I am telling you, watch.
You crazy right now, dude. Now you're getting too much. You're crazy right now.
Watch that
crazy
replay
right now, dude.
And tell me you don't think Kane sells that fucking clear out.
Dude, he gets his fucking.
Did I say he didn't get tripped? No, but I'm telling you, he sells it.
Okay.
Because he's embarrassed because Ekblad made a great fucking play. I thought that was a piece of shit call.
That was, yeah, it did live. It did. I was like,
if you disagree,
oh my God.
you don't know the fucking rule, and and that's my opinion. That's my opinion, guys. I want to say that again. This is a tantrum for sure.
Yep.
I am. This is my opinion on the play, and if I'm wrong, one of our referee friends, someone who knows better than me, which many of you do, stuff me in a locker.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought that was a great old school hockey play. Sells out for the puck, gets his stick on stick, knocks off possession, then takes out Kane. That's a fucking good hockey play. That's a good hockey play, and I hate to see that getting called. I hate it.
The live, it looked terrible. And I thought it was a great back check by him, because
Matthew says he sold hard. He did.
Yep.
He did sell that.
They get a great kill,
chat.
and there was a Corey Perry rebound save there on that power play by Bob. That was amazing. And I got to shout out my boy. I think it was Conrad, but it might be Connor, but I'm pretty sure it was Conrad. He told me something before this game where he goes, bro, look this up. Bob gives up a goal in the first 5 shots of every game. And dude, if you check, like even in game 4, the Oilers just didn't have 5 shots in the first period. Like in the first 5 shots, he gives up 1. And dude, they had 3 in the first period, and they got that power play, and the Oilers only had 4 shots. And he looks at me across the bar and he goes like this. Because he was like, they're going to score.
That is crazy.
And then Corey Perry had that chance. And I was like,
that's actually crazy.
Oh my God. And then somehow he kept it out, and he goes, and dude, if he does save the first 5, you know you are in for a Bob show, which we were. So it was absolutely fucking sharp action from him on that call. And in fact, like, that's all I have my eyes on is like Bob's first 5 shots on goal. They kill that one. And then Sam Reinert, another delay of game. And honestly, dude, I barely want to get mad at Sam Reinhart because he somehow backhanded the puck from his own fucking hash mark across the fucking Lewis and Clark adventure over the fucking glass in the deep Oilers zone. And I was like, dude.
When that play was being reviewed, Red, did you see that?
That was crazy, dude.
When that play was being reviewed, I was like, there is literally no way this gets out because he sent it the length of the ice.
On the backhand.
On a flick backhand.
It's crazy.
So if anything, that was impressive by Rhino.
McDavid off the post in that power play, and Red called this out. Shout out to Red. I thought McDavid was forcing a lot of passes on that power play. Like,
say again, sorry?
McDavid was forcing a lot of passes on that power play. He's zipping around and doing everything, but so many passes were getting tipped and blocked. And I'm like, dude, to the net, to the net, to the net, to the net.
CP, I actually said this in round one. I think Connor is too generous.
Yeah.
And there are times where we talk about how fast he is.
Sam, is that Bob stat real? Keep talking, Dan.
Yeah, I sent this Bob stat. On the screen?
No.
Oh.
Sam says, this can't be real. Sam, tell me if that Bob stat's real. Dan, keep talking.
Sam says 248-3 when making the first 5 saves. Sam, I'm calling you out. There's
like if
literally
Sam,
no way
somehow has that action, then I will fucking
like maybe Sam's check.
My goddamn mind.
We talk about Connor being so fast,
so
dynamic, and he is. I've said it a million times, and I'm not glazing. I think Connor McDavid is the greatest.
Made it up.
I think Connor McDavid is the greatest hockey player that's ever been born. I really do. His talent and his skill is out of this world. Sometimes I think Connor is literally moving too fast for his teammates, and every now and then he does something. And then he throws a pass and he thinks everyone else has spidey sense.
Yeah, but they only him. It's only him.
And they just can't react or they're not there yet.
Yep.
And he's like, just missed it, guys. And I'm like, no, dude, you are too quick for us. You need to adjust. It's like putting someone who's perennially late on a set time. You go, hey man, meet me at 5:12. And they're like, 5:12, that's a crazy time.
Yeah.
But you say that because you know they're going to be 40 minutes late. And Connor needs to start putting his teammates on Connor delay.
It's like, nice, Dan.
Listen, here's a play that I just made, and I'm going to dish this puck here, but you're not going to be there when I
Dude,
would pass it.
You know how exactly where to put a perfect 1T. It's like kind of just off that inside foot. He needs to put it.
You saying that I know how to do
he needs to put it like back here because he's like, you're actually not going to be there yet.
You won't be there yet.
So I'll put it behind, I'll put it backwards in time.
Correct.
And then you will swing your stick and you will accidentally hit it.
Exactly.
And then we'll win.
Like he genuinely needs to put people on Connor delay.
Dude, no. All kidding aside, like the passes that I think he's getting blocked, all his passes that he's firing into the zone on the power play, especially that are getting blocked.
By the way,
think he's moving.
Can I just really quick defend you? Kyle just said, I think CP is a 5'12" guy.
Oh,
Let me tell you, folks, CP has a billion flaws and is maybe the biggest detriment to my life. But
I thought you were done.
He is never late. Never late.
Punctual, bitch.
CP and I
would never be
Red.
I would never be late. It's disrespectful.
And Red.
Disrespectful.
Are arguably the 3 most on-time people in the city of Los Angeles. We are always on time. Everyone else is late.
Disrespectful, dude.
We are always on time.
Connor should go like this. I'm not even kidding, Dan. The passes that are getting blocked, I actually think he is moving so fast that he starts thinking, because dude, to be clear, in the NHL, like these guys are putting like cheeky passes, like through legs, under sticks, like they're incredible. I think there are moments where Connor sees a leg or something, like he sees a passing lane, but there's a Panther leg in the way, and he just passes it because he thinks that leg will be gone by the time the puck gets there, but they aren't moving as fast as he's moving, and he's only extrapolating their leg speed based on his leg speed. And I'm like, dude, that guy is not moving. Like Ekblad is just standing here, and Connor's like, surely he'll move. And I'm like, he won't. No. And it's just hitting the people. And I'm like, dude, to the net, to the net, to the net, to the net.
You know, I do want to say we can't, if we go back to linear.
Yeah, no, I got us.
Which I know you love.
Yep.
We can't skip the Marshy second goal.
Oh, no, but let me get you there, dude. Check this out.
Yeah, get me there.
Panthers, get another big kill after that. They only had one shot though with 8 minutes left in that period. And I sat there thinking to myself,
In the first.
no, in the second.
Oh yeah.
I sat there thinking to myself, I can't believe you entered this period with the same lead, basically going, we can't shit on ourselves in this period, and you have one shot. And I was like,
if I may, I actually didn't have a problem with that at all because the
That's
pace,
it's crazy. One shot.
the pace of the period was very different than times where they've sat back.
Agree, but dude, what are we doing?
First of all, 2 very crucial power plays by Edmonton. So that's 4 minutes where you're not expecting to get a shot. Then you have to count for the vulnerable minute after both of those. I thought that period was very conservative from both teams.
Yep.
And I think if you look at the total shots of the game, what was it, 21-20? It was low.
Edge.
Oh, God.
Edge goes, DP is late to meetings all the time.
First of all, the shots were 21-19 in favor of Edmonton. Edge.
That is so good, dude.
I am only late to meetings that are pointless.
Whoa.
Which literally every meeting at our company is pointless. Meetings kill productivity. And the only people who schedule meetings are those who don't know how to think creatively.
Disavow.
And just schedule meetings to make it seem like they're doing their job.
Disavow.
But in fact, they are morons who don't know how to do it.
Disavow.
Which is why Edge has never scheduled a meeting in his life because he's a genius.
Disavow. Do you want to keep going on that shots thing, or do you want me to go back?
I do. 21-19 shots favor of Edmonton. The game was conservative. The game was a little tense. And as we said, we talked about that first period, that first flurry by Edmonton. There were a lot of chances that didn't lead to shots on goals. So I think you're right. There's a part for Florida that's like, you needed to get a little bit more action going in that second, but I didn't think, and based on the fact that, listen, we're in Florida, we were at a bar in Florida with a bunch of Panthers fans watching, they weren't freaking in the second. It was an interesting dilemma.
I doubt they loved that though. I doubt they loved that they had one shot.
Yeah, I agree. But they weren't like, Jesus Christ, we're getting peppered, right? I mean,
yeah, agree. It did feel different.
And to me, that is the difference. Like shots in the second, Chris, were 8-5 Edmonton.
Yep.
And you got to account for the fact that the first 10 minutes of that period, there were 2 power plays. A lot of those shots came from the power plays. 8-5, giving up 8 shots in a period where you had 2, you were on the PK twice. That's a good period.
Yep.
So I think Florida was like, listen, this isn't our best, especially when we've said, like, once you get a lead, you can't let off the gas. But I don't think it was that bad of a period, which is why I think it was more or less a success. Being up 2-0 after the first, given this series and how it's gone, if you're Florida, and then you head into the third up 2-0, you feel good.
Yeah. I want to shout the Oilers for a big dick kill to end the second, start the third, because the Panthers did pick it up at the very end of the second, and that was a fresh ice, like minute 40 kill. Could have ended the game. Panthers kind of weathered the storm for a little bit to start, and then Brad. Just a fucking putrid, disgusting biohazard level talk.
Guys, I said
6 goals in the finals. 6 goals this series.
I said it on the story. Red, get that stat up. I'm talking about that if you can, my dear Prince. I said it on the story promoting this live. The addition of Brad Marchand to this Florida Panthers team cannot be overstated. Our boy Witt tweeted out, like, he was like,
how is this possible?
Our boy Jason Demers just tweeted out, he was like, has there ever been a more lopsided trade than Brad Marchand going to this Florida Panthers team? Which I actually will call you out, JD. I disagree with that take. Like,
no, dude.
I do.
Okay.
The Boston Bruins were a non-playoff team blowing up their roster, and they traded a hurt Brad Marchand, which now has led to a first-round pick. That's not a bad trade. A 37-year-old Brad Marchand, who you couldn't come to contract agreement with, and you got a first-round pick for him as a non-playoff team.
Yep.
Like,
okay.
That is not a lopsided trade. I know what JD's getting at.
It was lopsided, but it wasn't the most lopsided.
It's not even close. It's not even the top 10 most lopsided.
Yeah.
Like trades in NHL history.
Oh, was that Wallman? Monkey says that was Wallman who he walked. I didn't really see.
Oh my God. the bigger thing is like what JD's getting at is like when you think about like at the beginning of the season, the Florida Panthers beat the Boston Bruins in round 2 of last year's playoffs. And now the Boston Bruins just traded their captain to the Florida Panthers, who is now one of their best players.
Yep.
Like I get what he's saying.
Yep.
And that is the bigger thing is like the fact that Brad is on this team. He is what he is. And as I stated earlier, the guys in that locker room are like, this fucking guy is such an addition to this team, not just on the ice, but in the room. And the fact that he's playing like this and to score that first goal in a game where even though getting the first goal hasn't really meant much in this series, right?
The Panthers scored the first goal every game except game 1, I think.
So it hasn't meant much.
Yeah.
When it's 50-50 to this point. But getting this first goal on the road, when you know what that barn will do if Oilers scored first, was big. And then to score that goal and the way you did it, he looked like he was 25 years old. He looked like he looked in the 2011 playoffs against the Vancouver Canucks, doing his little outside in move, getting inside players. And then, like I said earlier, showing that hand strength, that presence to get that puck slid 5-hole. Unbelievable.
It was like rarely are we at a watch party where something sick happens for the home team. Not just a goal. Obviously, it's exciting, but that was like
that sounded like we're such a jinx.
Well, no, I just mean like something. I mean, I guess rarely something
You
so
mean like
sick
a
happened.
highlight reel.
Yeah,
Got it.
The whole bar was like, oh my God.
People got quiet. Like they were, they almost had that reaction chat of like, people were like, oh my God.
Okay, but then I want to say, welcome to the finals, Connor McDavid, because an incredible response when that felt like game, right? Like that's game. Brad scores and you're like, done. We're done here. They blew a 3-0 lead after the first. They'd never blown a 3-0 lead with 12 minutes left. Bang, Connor McDavid. He shook Bob, who was playing incredible, so badly that he did that. Connor starts sticking on.
Dude, thank you so much for that transition because there were so many people who were like, shout out our boy Robbie, Heat Daddy on Twitter. He was like, Connor has to score tonight, right? Like,
yes.
It did feel that way, right? It felt like Connor, you got to do something tonight. And good God, it was that moment where you're like, put on the Superman.
Dude, Bob, like, because you think he's going back in there, like you're like, he's taken to the middle, and Bob like jumps to it and just Connor, dude, back to the forehand, bitch. And dude, that's Connor McDavid. Like that is exactly the play.
Best player in the
world.
world.
A couple chances, man, early where he must have felt snake bit. He must have been like, God damn it, I can't fucking buy one. And that was so vintage. And obviously they didn't finish the job. But if I was on the Oilers and he came to the bench after doing that, and I'm sure he was like, come on, boys, right fucking now. We did it already. We did this to them before. Oh, dude, like it really felt. You could tell what was crazy. Here's how much respect McDavid and this Oilers team has. That bar went ice cold. Oh, nobody was like, whatever, we're still gonna win. That bar literally was like, oh fuck,
best guy to score, right?
Yeah.
Best guy to
was
score.
Actually really big. That was actually really fucking big. So that was an incredible response. And then
emergency response.
And I want to say it was a Sam Reinert goal, which obviously the Panthers needed. And I do want to say, incredible play by Barkov below the goal line. And I know it's just another assist.
And can you share your story?
Oh, dude. Yeah. So, well, actually, I didn't want to get yelled at by Oilers fans, but one of Dan's really good buddies, who is he's the man. I don't want to say he's my great buddy because I've only met him a couple times here, but he's a good buddy of Dan's and he's a great kid.
My great friend, Dave.
He's a great friend, Dave. Dave said we were doing Tin Roof because Tin Roof's amazing, and they reached out to us about the watch party.
And they're the best.
And this year,
guys, if you're in Lottie, if you're vacationing
bar.
in Lottie, or Oilers fan in town looking for something to do, and if you're in Lottie and you haven't been yet, Tin Roof, Fort Lauderdale, on South.
And I want to say to every Oilers fan in the chat, I'm literally sorry for this story because I wasn't like pulling either way.
No, guys, we're in a city, like, you know.
But Dave goes, you guys can't do Tin Roof again. We lost there. And I was like, well, we love Tin Roof and we're doing it. So, is what it is.
I want to be clear. He didn't say we can't. He just said, is that something we need to consider?
And I said, Dave, I'm not a Panthers podcast.
Yeah.
I'm a Tin Roof podcast.
Not a Panthers fan.
So we go to Tin Roof. Yeah. We go to Tin Roof and he goes, all right, well, let's try to take the roof back. And we're there and it's Panthers 1-0. It's Panthers 2-0. And then Brad scores And I looked at him, and I had a deal with my other buddy there. I had a deal that I did a shot every period, and then I did a shot every period with Dave to start every period, and I did a shot every period with the dude for the goals. So your Dave goes, when Brad scores, and I go, hey man, we took the roof back. And he goes, whoa, dude, careful.
Little early.
And I was like, all right, well, whatever, it's 3-0 with 12 minutes left. And then
Can you
McDavid.
look at me real quick. Turn your head more towards me. Dude, do you have a tear in your eye?
I'm crying.
Are you at that age where you're now just like leaking fluids?
You know,
from
there's
your
like
body?
spit in like an old guy's
Yeah,
lips. He's like
right,
talking,
right.
and there's like spit. And I'm like, oh, dude, get him a napkin.
Like, are you dying?
I'm about it. If this goes
you
7, if this goes 7, I promise you, I'll have spit in the corner of my mouth.
Are you
my life.
so old that you're just leaking?
Stop? We don't have time for this. We don't have time for this. So I said, we take the roof back, and Dave goes too early, and then Connor scores, and then Dave looks at me justifiably, and he's like, hey, dickhead. Why did you do that?
You fucked us.
So then I walk up to him and I go, dude, because I'm not in the business of upsetting Dave because he's a good guy. I don't care who I'm rooting for. And I go, Dave, what do I need to do I didn't mean to fuck you up. I'm just here to have a good time. And he goes, I think that if you he goes, thank you for coming up and saying this. I think if you maybe chug your drink right now, then all could end. All the jinxing you've just done. And I go, okay. And I go back and I literally take my Sun Cruiser and I chug it to the bottom. And he says, I'll do it too. And we both chug it. And literally, dude, as the liquid leaves the can and we layer it back down, Sam Reinert scores. And Dave looks back at me and he was like,
I've never seen a look on a human being's face like that. I was watching the game.
Sharp.
And the goal went in and I looked at him and I was like, oh, are you happy? And he was like this. And I looked back at the TV because I was like, oh my God, what happened?
But have you been killed?
And then I just saw that you two had committed black magic.
Okay. So after that, I admit I stopped taking notes on my phone because I was filming the empty netter chance, which you guys all have seen the video probably. The Oilers get one because they're so resilient. They're so pesky.
I need to jump in and say,
yep.
The fact that a team can be up 4-1
and you're scared. True.
And the other team pulls their goalie with 5 minutes left. Redmond screamed across the table at us at 5 minutes left. And he was like, Jesus Christ, dude, look,
earliest pull
like they were
you'll ever
they
see.
They just pulled the goalie. And you as the team with a 3-goal lead can
like
feel
we're gonna
nervous.
lose. Yeah.
Is one of the more remarkable moments I've ever been a part of. And it's also something that I don't believe we've ever seen before.
This Oilers team is the most is the scariest team with a deficit.
Man advantage.
I'm saying down a goal.
Yeah,
or down anything.
How about
any
both?
deficit. I've never seen a team be more determined down a goal than this Oilers, or down any amount of goals than this Oilers team.
The puck possession they have when they have the goalie pulled, it's actually something I've never seen before in my life. And I'm borderline, the Oilers should just play without a goalie.
Yeah, Locks goes, the Oilers should pull their goalie the whole game.
And let's talk about their goalie issues.
Yeah.
Just play without a goalie.
Yep. Okay, I have 2 things for you. Now that we're all said and done.
Yes.
Somebody said this too. Sorry, I lost you in the chat. Chime in again. Sid, because we've been talking about that, like Gretzky lost then won.
Sure.
Sid lost then won.
Sure.
Sid went down 3-2.
You sure did.
So the prophecy is still alive. For every Oilers fan that's been believing in the Connor lore, as I've been preaching, the prophecy is still alive.
As we've been preaching, the Edmonton lore.
The Edmonton lore.
Because
yeah.
we love and we believe in this full team.
The team.
The Edmonton lore.
Yep.
The Leon, Connor, Nuge, Nursey, Hyman, Perry, all the boys, Stewie, all the boys.
Yep. That is a big swinging dick game on the road from the Panthers.
Yep.
In a pivotal game 5. You're coming home for game 6.
Yep.
To go to the Laz school, there's a lot of pressure on the Panthers in game 6 because if you lose, you certainly want nothing to do with going back to Rogers.
Surely not.
If you're the Edmonton Oilers, you believe that you can beat them in Florida. It doesn't matter. I think series is anything could happen still. And by the way, you could go back to Florida, to Edmonton and win if you're Florida. You know what I mean? Like so much craziness could happen.
This is just sorry to jump in, but
yep.
this is the craziest series. We talk about it every episode. no team feels safe. Like this, Edmonton could so easily win game 6.
Mhm.
And that's a fans, guys, like you could so easily win this
Yes.
game. Florida could easily win this game.
Toronto.
Like, these
I
guys
said
are
this reeked of Toronto. Florida, you said it. Florida went to Toronto and beat their ass in game 5. Lost game 6 at home. Got shut out. Right, Red? Shut out. I think.
say again. Sorry.
Toronto. I think Florida got shut out by Toronto in game 6 at home.
Correct.
2-0.
I think it was 3.
And then
yeah.
went and pounded them in game 7. So all hell could break loose.
And
The
like,
series has been
I
insane.
said last episode, right? Momentum means nothing in this.
Yes,
series.
dude.
Nothing.
Right. Paul Maurice said 0-0 every fucking game. It's the last thing I want to talk about, Dan. Who are you starting in goal?
Absolutely, Stu. 100%. Thank you for.
How could you say that?
I'll tell you exactly why I can say it. I think it's Stu, no doubt about it.
How could you say
I'm
that?
so curious what people think. But to me,
You agree, Red?
Chris, Calvin Pickard in this game, 18 shots against, 4 goals allowed, 14 saves, a 7.78 save
Would you hear
percentage.
this though? Can I just say one thing?
Yeah.
At
Always.
one point, I wrote in my notes.
I would never interrupt you. When would I ever do that?
At one point in my notes, I wrote. Let me read it exactly. I said, "How is it that the Oilers have there's 15 minutes left in the game, and I go, how is it that the Oilers could have 11 shots and I feel like Bob has been incredible? You know what I mean? Like sometimes it's just a tight one, and I'm like Bob having 11 saves is not. You're not like,
No.
oh wow, but I was like, Bob's been amazing today,
No.
and
Well, he
I
made
don't.
big saves.
I know, and I don't think Jean-Luc was bad. Like
He wasn't.
Marshy's
He
goals
wasn't. He wasn't.
were all of those
Disgusting.
goals were
Reiner's
fucking
goal was disgusting.
brutal. Yeah, I was like, dude.
So here's my stance, dude. Pickard was not bad,
Mhm.
but what we said was Pickard needed to be good, really good, to
Yeah.
justify starting him in a cup in the building game.
Mhm.
He's your backup goalie, whether you like it or not. Pickard was 7-0. Great stat. Red, great stat. Josh, he's now 7-1 in these playoffs. First loss of the playoffs.
Yep.
That said, he wasn't outstanding. He didn't steal a game. He gave up 3 goals.
Yep.
He did. It is what it is. Or, excuse me. He gave up 4 goals. He gave up 4 goals.
What was the final? 5-2?
5-2.
Yes, we
He gave up
4,
4 goals in this game.
And dude,
Hold on. A 7.78 save percentage. What did I say to you last episode? I said if he gives up, if they lose by 3 goals or more, you cannot start him.
Can I give you Stu's?
No, because I'm not done.
Yeah, okay.
And my bigger thing is, which I think you're about to get to, Stu, after being yanked, is historically fantastic.
I know.
If you start Stu next game, I would bet right now. If you start Stu in game 6, I bet he gives up 2 goals or less. I will put money on that right now.
Ooh.
And I'm not saying he wins, but I would put big money right now that if you start Stu Skinner in game 6, he will give up 2 goals or less. That's what he does. And you have to look when it's this much of a wild card, right? You're Charlie Kelly.
Yeah.
If you're the goalie coach of the Edmonton Oilers, you're Charlie Kelly.
Yep.
Wild card, bitches. You don't know what's going on. But what you do know is neither goalie that you have has earned the right to say, that's my net, man.
Yeah, correct.
So it's
I said this last episode.
We're shooting.
It's an insane that the Oilers are even like remotely
Right?
close to a cup when they don't have a goalie.
So we're shooting in the dark.
Yeah.
So what I say to that is, who's your starter? It's Stu. But you then go, we don't know what's going on in that room. You then go, what are the vibes? You talk to both of them. And listen, if you talk to Stu and he's like, and as the coach, you're like, he didn't have it. If that's the case, okay, fine.
Mm.
But if you're genuinely like, I don't know, it's Stu's net, dude. He's the guy. He always responds after getting yanked. That's a good fact for you. And at the end of the day, this is what I say. If you go into game 6 and you put Stu Skinner in net and you lose, anyone who's going, fucking idiots, you should have played Calvin Pickard, is
full of shit.
is a person
Is
who's
full of
going,
shit.
I'm grasping at any straw that I can
Yep.
possibly find.
Mhm.
So that is my message to Edmonton fans. Guys, at the end of the day, you've got 2 really good goalies. They haven't performed the best. I understand it. But you've got 2 really good goalies. You've got 2 really good people who have got you here. got you to another game 6 or 7,
Mhm.
possibly 7 again, of the Stanley Cup final back-to-back years. Pickard 7-1 in these playoffs as a backup. He's been bending over backwards.
I know,
for you.
dude.
And
Christ.
Stu, through the greatest adversity we've ever seen, just fucking showing so much resiliency to keep battling every game, no matter who you play. That's your fucking goalie. That's your guy. And you're going to stand behind him. And at the end of the day, I think it's got to be Stu.
Here's here's Jean-Luc's goals allowed in his wins. And this isn't counting game 4 because he got the win for that game, but he came in for 2 periods, which is not nothing. So here's 6, and I'm going to give you the 7th tonight. 4-3-1, 4-2, 4-4. Like, he hasn't been that good. I know he's undefeated, but he hasn't been that good, which is why I got lit up by this, but people were killing me because I was like, I would start Stu this game. Like, I know he's been brutal, but like, he got pulled and he's been pretty good against the pull.
I didn't hate that take. I didn't hate that take at all.
He's my guy. He's my guy. It's Dash is talking to him. And I was just like, you just can't put. Truly, I'm sorry we're going off on this so long. This will be the last thing I say. I base my entire life, every time I have a decision tree, on avoiding the worst case scenario. Even if I'm talking like, even if it's like, what should we do Saturday night? I'm like, I got this option. I got this option. I go, what would be the worst case scenario? Because even if I make the wrong decision, as long as I've eliminated the worst case scenario, I can kind of sleep at night. And obviously this is hindsight, but I said, dude, if you're the fucking Edmonton Oilers, if you're Connor McDavid and I'm your coach, dude, and I'm looking you in the fucking face and I go, hey, dude, remember when we got our hearts ripped out of our body in the Stanley Cup finals in game 7 last year? And now we're back in the Stanley Cup finals again against the same team.
Yeah.
And it's a pivotal game 5 at home. And I'm starting our AHL backup goalie.
Hey.
Dude, but no.
Stop saying AHL.
But Jan,
backup.
listen to me.
No.
Worst case
Just
scenario.
redo that take and say backup.
Worst case scenario is I send Connor McDavid into battle with Jean-Luc Picard in goal and we get lit up 5-2. And that's what happened.
I agree completely.
So I'm like, dude, I think I can sleep at night if I'm Knobloch, and Stu got pumped again.
I agree.
That's my take. I just think I would have gone with Stu, and if you had a bad period, you yank him, and you, because dude, Pickard has showed that he can come in cold and not give a fuck and play great. So if it's me, I start Stu, and if I have a quick trigger on him. But starting Pickard and getting blown out at home in game 5 is literally worst case. I don't know how you look Connor McDavid in the face, and I'm sorry. I thought we had a hunch, and he's been good and whatever. So that's how I feel. I think you're probably right. They go back to Stu, but that now we are in like the craziest goalie saga of all time.
But per what you just said, like that avoids the worst case.
If you start Pickard again and you get lit up in Florida, you're like, dude, I don't know what the fuck we're doing. So I start Stu with a quick trigger.
Yeah. All right, folks, it's 1 a.m. here. The boys got to get some shut-eye. We've had a crazy week. We've got a couple of off days coming up, but tomorrow, Red again. Jesus Christ, I'm hanging around you too much. Tomorrow, Father's Day, Sunday, we're gonna spend a little time together. 3 fathers together here. We're each other's fathers. We'll be doing hockey talk. We'll be buzzing on the page. Make sure you guys are following us on Instagram, empty.netters. Make sure you're following us on Twitter. Make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube. Check out emptynetters.shop. CP, type that in the chat right now. Emptynetters.shop. Check out some of our awesome merch. CP's got that great rink rat hat on. Check out this lid on there. Our collab with Warroad. Beautiful stuff. Grab some merch. We're gonna be back. We're gonna couple cool interviews. We're gonna rip tomorrow. We're gonna get some great guys on the show, and we're just gonna keep absolutely blasting it. People are asking us for Diddy updates. You'll get some Diddy updates.
Yeah, you'll get some Diddy updates.
But we got a couple of off days. Oilers are heading back to Fort Lauderdale. We are here already. We'll be at Game 6. Going to be crazy stuff. We're going to be keeping you informed as always. We love you guys. We're going to get some sleep now, and we'll just keep buzzing together. And unbelievable stuff from you all. Seriously, as always, guys, this is one of the great grinds of all time. But we love you so much. Can't thank you enough. And until we see you next time,